Viewers, after the 2024 Lok Sabha election, the Congress party took to describing Narendra Modi sarcastically as a, quote, non-biological prime minister, unquote. You'll remember that, viewers. Every tweet that was put out by the in charge of the Congress media cell begins with these three words. But the pejorative is suddenly looking like a prophecy, especially now after Narendra Modi has pulled off a near miraculous historic hat-trick in Haryana and spectacularly dwarfed the Congress in Jammu and Kashmir. It's a feat of unearthly audacity. Indeed, without exaggeration, the BJP was metaphorically on the ropes after the chastening 2024 Lok Sabha election result. Its first 100 days in office were marked by an unprecedented administrative tentativeness and ideological equivocation. In fact, some substantial policy decisions were rolled back. Many experts wondered if the reduced mandate had caused the BJP to question its own convictions. Rahul Gandhi cockily answered in the affirmative by saying, yes, the Prime Minister has lost his confidence because voters had rejected, quote, Moditwa, unquote, and were turning to the Congress because it was the, quote, guarantor of constitutionalism and the guardian angel of backward classes and castes, unquote. Believing his own rhetoric, Rahul Gandhi predicted a rout for the BJP in Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. The usual suspects in the Congress suffused ecosystem also wrote the BJP off. But it now turns out that Modi remains a messiah for the masses, especially underprivileged Hindu voters. Dalits and the extreme backward castes, or the EBCs, have all returned to the BJP in Haryana. Mind you, viewers, for the third time in a state which is not its traditional stronghold. Though, viewers, now quite clearly it is. Even the Jats, who were thought to have been permanently alienated from the BJP, didn't desert the party. The statistics speak for themselves. The BJP, and let me pull those statistics up for you, viewers. These are the hard facts. These are based on the outcomes, the numbers. Rahul Shivshankar doesn't make up anything, viewers, on this show, and that's why I urge you to watch this show, because the hard facts separate the wheat from the chaff. No other channel gives you this kind of detailed analysis. Viewers, the BJP won 21 out of 25 OBC dominated seats, increasing its tally by 3 in the SC reserve seats and most crucially returning 15 of the 30 seats in the Jat belt. Now let me quickly take you through this. BJP won, as I told you, 21 or 25. The takeaway is simple. OBCs disillusioned by Congress's muhabbat for Huda-led Jat lobby came back. Now viewers, this is a party that promises to take everyone along. But when it came to it, viewers, it only championed the interests predominantly of one caste. And I'm talking about, of course, the Congress. Look at hard fact 2, viewers. BJP won, as I told you, 13 of 30 Jat dominant seats in Haryana. The Congress getting 14, gaining 4 from 2019. What is the takeaway? The Congress backs Jitni Abadi Utna Haq, but gave Jats a decisive say. It makes no sense. Let's have a look at hard fact 3, viewers. And that's an important one. BJP won 8 of 17 SC dominant seats in Haryana, gaining 3 from 2019. Takeaway, Congress underperformed with Dalit voters, 6% share gained by even the INLD BSP alliance there, viewers. In fact, in Haryana, the Congress only won 40% of the seats it contested. It's not just Haryana that voted against the Congress, but also Jammu and Kashmir. Here, the Congress party's strike rate was a dismal 15% compared to the BJP's 46%, viewers. All of this points to conclusions that I have spelt out for you. This is how it's breaking down in the states, both Haryana and Jammu and Kashmir. The last one, the BJP winning 19 out of 21 Hindu dominant seats in Jammu, tells you that Hindu voters are aloof from Congress, is a sign of their lack of faith in the party. All these facts have prompted the Prime Minister to lash out hard at the Congress. In fact, Narendra Modi not only hailed voters for unitedly rejecting the Congress party's anti-Hindu divisive brand of politics, as he called it, but also accused the party's poll mascot of lying to the voters. This is what he said, and I quote him: "The policy of Congress is to make one caste of Hindus fight against another caste. Congress knows that the more Hindus get divided, the more it will benefit. Congress wants to keep the Hindu society on fire by any means to make political gains out of it. Wherever elections are held in India, Congress applies this formula. The entire ecosystem of Congress and the entire gang of urban Naxals were busy misleading the public, but all the conspiracies of Congress were ruined. It tried to spread lies among Dalits, but the Dalit community sensed their dangerous intentions. Dalits realized that Congress wants to divide its vote bank by snatching away their reservation," unquote. Listen in, viewers.
कांग्रेस के एक भी नेता ने आज तक कभी नहीं कहा कि हमारे मुस्लिम भाई बहनों में कितनी जातियां होती हैं। मुस्लिम जातियों की बात आते ही कांग्रेस के नेता पर मुंह पर ताला लगाकर बैठ जाते हैं, लेकिन जब भी हिंदू समाज की बात आती है तो कांग्रेस उनकी चर्चा जाति से ही शुरू करती है। कांग्रेस की नीति है हिंदुओं की एक जाति को दूसरी जाति से लड़ाओ। कांग्रेस जानती है कि जितना हिंदू पटेगा उतना ही उसका फायदा होगा। कांग्रेस का पूरा इकोसिस्टम, अर्बन नक्सल का पूरा गिरोह जनता को गुमराह करने में जुटा था, लेकिन कांग्रेस की सारी साजिशें ध्वस्त हो गई। उन्होंने दलितों के बीच झूठ फैलाने की कोशिश की, लेकिन दलित समाज ने इनके खतरनाक इरादों को भांप लिया। दलितों को एहसास हो गया कि कांग्रेस उनका आरक्षण छीनकर अपने वोट बैंक को बांटना चाहती है।
Viewers, this is a massive charge. But does it lack substance? That's the moot question. And once again, let's put the Prime Minister's strident assertion to the test. Does the Congress selectively divide Hindus but spare Muslims? Let's look at the hard facts. Again, viewers, details for you to separate the wheat from the chaff, for you to go away better informed, viewers. There are enough people who will disagree with you and they will say, oh, the Prime Minister was trying to, spread some evil amongst us. But no, viewers, there are the hard facts which prove a few things. Let's look at the first one. Congress vows caste census, but stalls the release in Karnataka, viewers, the state where it is in power. If it believes so much in Jitni Abadi Utna Haq, why doesn't it release the caste census in Karnataka? It's been threatening to do so, but no. Congress backs Jitni Abadi Utna Haq. Let's look at the second fact. But is silent on SC sub-quota verdict. Now, viewers, the Supreme Court came out and said that the SC quota should be further divided. The creamy layer should be removed. Now, the Congress says, Jitni Abadi Utna Haq. Why do we want a caste census? So that we can identify the neediest. But when it comes to implementing the Supreme Court or supporting the Supreme Court verdict, you look the other way or you don't react. Why, viewers? Why? Who are you kidding? It's a question to the Congress. They appointed Sachar Commission for studying Muslim backwardness, but no such move for Hindus, as if there are no Hindu backwards, viewers. Congress, Karnataka government, under category 2B included all Muslims and classified them as OBC. So the whole community, viewers, and we know that there are caste differences in the Muslim community, but the Congress didn't see it like that. It's only in the Hindu community that it's constantly broken up, viewers. Hard fact 5. Opposed CA but lobbied for citizenship for Rohingyas. So Hindus, Sikhs, Christians who are being killed in our neighboring countries can't come in. Rohingyas can. They coined the term saffron terror, quote unquote, but silent on Islamist terror, quote unquote, viewers. You'll never hear any Congress person talk about this. Rahul Gandhi, in a famous WikiLeaks cable, was even telling the US that the greatest danger to our society is Hindu terror. Hard fact 7, Mahatma Gandhi, tallest Congress leader, backed sectarian quotas along religious lines, only to be stalled by Dr. Ambedkar, who forged the Pune Pact in 1932 years. Otherwise, we would have had religious quotas just like the British had. Hard fact 8, backed Lingayat separate sect demand in Karnataka but opposed discrimination against Ahmadiyas. So, when it comes to the larger Muslim community who say that the Ahmadiyas are not part of us, no, the Congress said they are. You must stay as one. But here, viewers, in the Hindu Samaj, let's go ahead and separate the Lingayats from Hindus. Hard fact 9, Congress codified Hindu personal laws, but not minority personal laws. That means polygamy and other customs are allowed for minorities but not Hindus. There's a complete differential. The Prime Minister says Congress divides Hindus on Muslims. Hard fact 10, Muslims' interests protected, but under Article 370, Dalits reduced to second-class status in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, these hard facts prompt some direct questions. First, have the underprivileged Hindus now seen through the Congress party's divide and rule plot? Second, can the Congress party be trusted with securing Hindu interests? And third, does the Congress need to come clean on the motives behind reversing 2 decades of Congress aversion to any caste census? Let's open this up, viewers, without further ado. We have a very impressive panel tonight, very informed panel, and I'd like to get to them straight. I want to begin with you first, Sanjay Jha, who obviously is going to represent a bit of the Congress point of view. There are 3 or 4 worrying things, and you see, you might accuse me of being selective. You might accuse me, Sanjay Jha, of playing even a partisan hand here, etc., etc. So let me actually read to you a paper that you write for, the Indian Express. In fact, I think you just wrote for it yesterday or something like that, right? You sent me that piece and I did read it, a fantastic piece. Congratulations. But let me just read what the Indian Express said today. While the Lok Sabha verdict gave its hopes a leg up, it means the Congress, it may have overread it. It may have sought to counter the BJP's Hindutva appeal with a crude is the word, caste politics that sought to draw us and them lines deeper instead of building larger coalitions and smudging identity politics, if not transcending it. This is the Express first edit today, viewers. And the only reason I'm quoting out of the Express is because it's like the Bible for a particular ecosystem in this country. So Sanjay Jha, it's not just the Prime Minister who's saying that Congress is playing divide and rule, playing with the sentiments of the Hindu community, but the Express, the one that you write for, is saying it. Would you agree now, sir?
Rahul, good evening. And if you can give me just a couple of uninterrupted minutes, I think we'll have a good debate. Point number 1, I'm glad you quoted the Indian Express. I can tell you, if you go into the archives, there are hundreds of Indian Express editorials that have called Narendra Modi divisive, authoritarian, a destroyer of India's institutions, and a threat to Indian democracy. And there are hundreds of them. So yes, I don't want to accuse you of cherry picking. I will leave the audience of CNN News 18 to come to their own conclusions. But let me answer your question on Haryana, etc. It's very interesting that you talked of Mr. Modi's speech, but here is the bottom line. Mr. Modi and the BJP did not win Haryana. The Congress lost it, and I think everybody knows that truth. The point number 2, how come nobody is talking about Jammu and Kashmir? You, Rahul, if I'm not mistaken, come from there. And let me give you some hard facts in Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, sir.
After all the hype and hoopla over Article 370, Jammu and Kashmir has rejected Mr. Modi and the BJP. You keep selectively picking up data on Jammu, but it's the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And in Kashmir, the BJP got, this is called Anda, 0 seats. And its vote share was less than 5%, if I'm not mistaken. That tells you of what a failed policy of the BJP essentially using Jammu and Kashmir as a political laboratory for creating a different kind of majoritarian sentiment for a political gain. It's all getting exposed as we talk. Number three, since you talked about the number of diverse communities who voted for the BJP, do you know the truth? And I need to tell your viewers that rather directly. The Congress, in its perhaps very underwhelming performance, has the same vote share as the BJP. And its vote share from the last election has gone up 40%. It's gone up 40% between the last assembly to this. The BJP has gone out by whatever, maybe 5 or 6%. But end of day, the Congress gained in votes, could not convert them to seats. And that is perhaps tactical, first past the post. A defeat is a defeat, I'll accept that. Here is the other truth. Please, Rahul, do not read into Mr. Narendra Modi's hyperbole and rhetoric, because Mr. Modi has been a desperate man facing a miserable economy, a destroyed society, negative publicity. He's in fact now become an object of ridicule as a U-turn Sarkar, and you all know on the number of items on which Mr. Modi has very sheepishly done a U-turn. So here is the truth. So desperate to somehow salvage the diminishing brand, Mr. Modi suddenly comes up to believe that Haryana is going to be the next game changer. Here is the bottom line. One last line.
Yeah.
Why I think Haryana is a blessing in disguise for the Congress. I'll tell you why. Okay. Congress is not a static organization. It has failed in Haryana, made some tactical errors. Absolutely. No denying that.
Sure.
But Jammu and Kashmir is also a government of the India Alliance, National Conference of the Congress. It's won all yesterday. It's won all yesterday. Okay. Point number two, look at the number. Since you smiled, I'll tell you, look at the number of alliances BJP has in the Northeast, where it has got a barely any presence. In Maharashtra,
what's the bottom line?
And in Jharkhand, you will see that for the Congress, this is actually a blessing in disguise. I can tell you.
That's the bottom line. It's a blessing in
Maharashtra
disguise.
And Jharkhand.
Okay, viewers, just quick 2 or 3 points that I want to make. Sanjay Jha has sort of spoken very eloquently, but once again, without substance, I have to say, Sanjay Jha. I'll tell you why. You said you've accepted the defeat and one should. But guess, viewers, who hasn't? Rahul Gandhi, he hasn't accepted the defeat. Huda and Selja, the generals in the war, have accepted defeat. But the Congress High Command hasn't, viewers. They are running to the EC, saying your battery problem has messed up our vote count. Can you believe it, viewers? This is sounding Trumpian. Those Trumpians ran around Capitol Hill, viewers, jumping into Parliament, their Parliament, and wreaking havoc, rejecting a mandate. Can you believe it, viewers? They're rejecting the mandate of the people. And you talk about holding the Constitution. The basic thing about a democracy, a constitutional democracy, viewers, is the right for people to choose who they want to see rule them. And if you reject that right, you are throwing the Constitution out of the window. You may as well throw it out of the window. The same Express, viewers, has targeted the Congress party for its wretchedness on this issue. It's written exactly these words. Please read them. And there is a massive 3 or 4 page, 4 column article also in the Express today by another camp follower, public intellectual / whatever, who says, you should understand that the BJP, one swallow doesn't make a summer. So there's also that going on, viewers. But nonetheless, chalo, theek hai. Secondly, he says that it's the BJP that has lost. The Congress merely has just, Now, viewers, think about this. Just think about it. A party in a state where it's not considered the favorite comes back not once, not twice, but 3 times with more seats and a more elevated vote share compared to 2019. I don't know if that's not called a victory, what is called a victory. Dr. Anand Ranganathan is here with us also, Pradeep Bhandari and Dr. Raman. Then there's this other point. How conveniently we forget, viewers. When Mr. Modi said NDA has won, they had a problem with it. They said, no. Now you're suddenly remembering the NDA. Today, Sanjay Jha is suddenly remembering the India Alliance after wanting to dictate terms to it. And those same India Alliance partners are saying, Bhai Sahab, please, Congress, don't take too many seats. God knows what will happen to us in our states. So thank you very much. And viewers, one last point that he raised, and I just want to quickly put some context there. Look at the, viewers, audacity here. This is a union territory, J&K. So fine. Kashmir said that we want our Article 370 back, but Jammu says we don't. We vote for the BJP. You're going to forget about Jammu? Are there some substandard voters there? Third-class
Rahul,
voters
the BJP got
whose
28
should
out
not
of
whose
43.
veto
Even
should not
Jammu
be
rejected
considered,
the BJP.
because you think by piggybacking on the national conference you're proving some point. Viewers, the same Express editorial, let me read what it says to the Congress about Jammu and Kashmir, and it's that Congress lost in Haryana. It has a chance to govern in J&K, and the sooner it gets down to its work in both states, the better for it. And for the BJP, the stunning Haryana triumph and the healthy showing in Jammu mean that the road ahead from the Lok Sabha verdict towards Maharashtra and Jharkhand suddenly looks less uphill. I would have quoted my own piece, viewers, but obviously that would have been a conflict of interest. So I'm pulling out the paper that these guys read, back to front. Maybe Dr. Raman doesn't. He reads the Hindu. Same tribe, that's okay. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
Good evening, Rahul. Look, as far as Indian Express goes, permit me to say I won't even wrap my kachodis in it for fear of all that toxicity seeping in. But incidentally, when you mention it as a Bible for some people, it must be the Old Testament, because there is the New Indian Express, that's the New Testament. But look, I think you mentioned Parjeevi, the Prime Minister calling. I think I must compliment the Prime Minister, because nothing, believe me, nothing fits the definition of a parasite more than the Congress. Ectoparasite that lives on the surface of the host and feeds off it, and endoparasite that lives inside the host and feeds off it. In both cases, the parasite lives off the host, feeds off it, sucks life out of it, gains its energy and life from it at its expense. And that is exactly what the Congress does. Lives off opposition parties, ectoparasite, lives off Indian people, endoparasite. Let me explain, couple of minutes. First, ecto. For its own selfish, hypocritical benefit, the Congress has struck opportunistic alliances with other parties to feed off them. Congress wants to save the life of democracy in India by teaming up with Mamata Banerjee, who it blames for the death of democracy in Bengal. Congress wants to rid corruption in India by teaming up with Pinarayi Vijayan, who it blames for 100 crore camera scam in Kerala. Congress wants to purge sectarianism in India by teaming up with Bhagwant Mann, who it blames for appeasing Khalistanis in Punjab. Congress wants to rid terror appeasement in India by teaming up with Stalin, who it blames for felicitating Rajiv Gandhi's killer in Tamil Nadu. Congress wants to remove sleaze from India by teaming up with Lalu Yadav, who it blames for perpetrating the massive fodder scam in Bihar. Congress wants to eradicate Mafia Raj from India by teaming up with Akhilesh, who it blames for Mafia Raj in UP. Congress wants to eradicate communalism from India by teaming up with Indian Union Muslim League, who it blames for riots and evil deeds, quote unquote. Congress wants to end separatism in India by teaming up with Omar Abdullah, who it blames for betraying people in Kashmir and opposing abrogation of 370. Congress wants to eradicate horse trading in India by teaming up with Soren, who it blames for horse trading and arrest of its own MLAs in Jharkhand. Finally, Congress wants to imprint Savarkar as a coward, treacherous, assassin on the collective memory of India by teaming up with Uddhav Thackeray, who wants to honor Savarkar with Bharat Ratna. Congress wants to eradicate misgovernance in India by teaming up with Kejriwal, who would have a massive misgovernance in Delhi. How on earth, Rahul, can one be so hypocritical in their quest for power? And that is exactly what a parasite does. Now, very quickly, under a minute, let me come to the Congress acting as an endoparasite on people and communities of India itself for its special interests. In order to get their votes, the Congress gave Muslims Hajj subsidy for decades, used taxpayers' money to host grand iftar parties, plundered state coffers to pay monthly salaries to thousands of Maulvis, asked government-run UGC to completely fund minority institutions that kept 50% seats reserved for minorities, stepped in to overturn a Supreme Court judgment just to appease them, leached thousands of crores preferentially from Hindu temples, not mosques, sold off and controlled thousands of acres of Hindu temple land but not Muslim mosque land, promulgated Waqf Act, gave blanket reservation to Muslims of the OBC pool. The list is endless. And the Muslims, the host, did not even realize that for 60 years the Congress fed off them. And yet, they still remain the poorest, most deprived community in India, according to the Satcher report, brought it out in such detail. Yeah. So who is the parasite? It is the Congress. Thank you, Prime Minister, for laying it out so well.
Well, Dr. Raman and Pradeep Bhandari, let me bring you in. Dr. Raman, will you deny that the Congress plays, quote, crude caste politics that sought to draw us and them lines deeper unquote. Yes or no, sir, please.
Rahul, there is something in psychiatry called projection. So I always accuse you of doing what I am doing. So it's a very well known condition in psychiatry. Okay, so I think that I see a lot of that here. So if I do something, if I divide somebody on the basis of religion, I can say you are dividing them on the basis of caste or some such thing. So it is the basis of basically creating a narrative which is then carried by the media. Now let's come to the Haryana issue, which Sanjay had also spoken about. I mean,
no. So you agree? So Dr.
No,
Raman, do you agree that the Congress is doing
it does
this?
not.
That it
No,
is
the BJP,
drawing us and them
what the
lines
BJP
deeper. You're saying
says-
projection, right? So you're saying, okay,
Projection
BJP to hai
means
divisive, but the
BJP
Congress is also.
does that. No, BJP does what it does. It says it accuses the Congress of doing. 1 minute. But let's not get into that.
No, one
Before
second.
that, I want to
No,
comment
what
on
are the
one point.
facts? No, hang on, just 1 minute.
What are the facts?
One
Wait, let me
second.
finish.
How does no?
Dr.
1 minute. No.
Raghunathan
You have to now.
4 minutes without any interruption.
No, I know, but
It
you
is
have to-
very clear that you do not. No, that's because he said what was to be said.
No, I
And
gave
now I'm
Sanjay
saying
Jha
what need not be
ample
said.
time.
I'm not being allowed to talk.
At
I'm
least
not being allowed to talk.
he was quoting certain facts. You are speaking
I can
rhetorically.
quote. Let me quote the facts. 7 seats Haryana Congress lost due to their own rebels, right? So if they had won those 7 seats without their rebels, they would have been at 44. BJP would have been at 40. It would have been a different story. So to say the BJP won Haryana, it's rather appropriate to say the Congress lost Haryana.
Okay.
That is the right way of putting it.
Okay.
Yes, who asked them to deal with the rebels? That shows their
So what is
ineptitude. I agree
62?
entirely.
What is 62? Or let me just put it the other way. There's a famous Congress spokesperson who said, I will change my name.
She said on a debate with me.
She said it on a debate with our friend here, Mr. Bhandari. And she said, I'll change my name if the BJP gets more than 24 seats.
20 seats.
20 seats. Now just do the math, Mr. Ranganathan. If the BJP only got 20 seats, that means the Congress would get 70 seats. 70 minus 7 is how much?
63.
70 minus 7, okay, we just lost him. 7 is 63.
Yes.
Sir, Dr. Raman, please understand what the Congress was expecting from Haryana. They were expecting
What
70
they were
seats.
expecting is a different issue.
Oh, it's a
What they
different
would have
issue.
got-
What you were expecting is a
what they
different
would
issue.
have got yesterday.
What the
they
official
would have
party is
got
expecting.
yesterday, They would have been one short of a majority had
Sir,
they handled their rebels.
At
Just
least you
their
make me
own
smile.
rebels. I'm not. You go and check it out, Rahul.
No, but that's
It's
what
a
they
fact.
said.
Is it a fact or
She
not?
said that the Congress will
Ambala
not get
cantonment.
even a seat less than 70 by her maths. I'm only quoting her
What she said
maths.
is not the point.
So if you
Every
minus the
political
7
party
rebels,
says-
if
No, no, no.
minus the 7 rebels from 70, they should get 63. That would have
37
been
plus
that would have
7
been at
is
least
44. 37 plus 7 is 44.
okay.
Which is one short of a
so
majority
viewers, as
number.
if the
Logic.
BJP had no
Very
rebels in
simple.
its ranks. The BJP, of course, was a party that was all together in this election. Pradeep Bhandari, see, I haven't got a straight answer from Dr. Raman. Newspapers, intellectuals, all sorts of people, even Sanjay Jha has acknowledged, at least at some level, that yeah, okay, you know, we engage in caste politics. We do it for social justice, etc. That's what he sort of suggested. Fine. Some other people might see it as a divisive ploy. Because so did the Gandhi, Rajiv and Indira. They believed it was a divisive ploy. They said nothing doing, never a caste census because it jaat na paat ki rajniti honi chahiye.
Well, Rahul, good evening to your viewers, and I was listening very, very patiently to Mr. Sanjay Jha and Suman. Let me begin by answering Mr. Sanjay Jha. Rahul, this is the tweet of Mr. Rahul Gandhi, and imagine the jealousy of the Congress party with National Conference that when Rahul Gandhi officially speaks about the elections in Jammu and Kashmir, he does not even congratulate their partner National Conference in an official tweet. That is what Dr. Ranganathan was speaking, that the Congress party hates its allies. Priyanka Vadra has not tweeted in the last 24 hours. And Mr. Sanjay Jha is giving us lectures. Now, I'll tell you why the Sanjay Jha and others are unhappy. Because divider-in-chief Rahul Gandhi is lost. And I'll tell you why. Let me quote what Curzon, who was the British Viceroy from 1899 to 1905 said. He said that in order to rule India, the only way to do is to divide people. Now I'll prove that Rahul Gandhi is exactly doing what Britishers had to do in before. What was the narrative of Rahul Gandhi before this election? Dalits are with Rahul Gandhi, women are with Rahul Gandhi, Pehlwan are with Rahul Gandhi, farmers are with Rahul Gandhi, Jats are with Rahul Gandhi, and he was going for caste census. Jat ko ladao, Dalits se, Jat ko ladao, non-OBC se, Pehlwano ko ladao, dusro se. That was his entire narrative. Now let us see what has happened in Haryana. We have historically repeated the government for third consecutive time with more seats than 2014, which no government in the past have done. Point number one. Point number two, we have got more Dalit votes than the Congress party has. That is point number two. Point number three, we have dented the Jat-dominated seats which the Congress thought it was sweeping. Point number four, we have got more farmer votes than what we got in the last assembly election, which means farmers are with us. Point number five, all the places where women have voted more than men, the Bharatiya Janata Party is leading with a significant margin, which means that the women have voted us. Point number six, the poor have voted us more than the Congress party. Point number seven, we have swept the urban areas, which means that the poor is happy with the welfare schemes of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and even the urban aspirational class does not believe in Rahul Gandhi. He believes in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Viksit Bharat. It does not happen that the party is not even able to cater to poor and is not able even to cater to the urban areas. That is what Rahul Gandhi is. Now let me tell you, this is not just a limited phenomena. Since 2011, Rahul Gandhi's Congress has not even repeated a single state government. झूठ का गुब्बारा एक बार चल सकता है, दो बार नहीं. Tell me one state government where Congress parties form government for 2 consecutive times. Not even once. The BJP has done it in Haryana, BJP has done it in Madhya Pradesh, BJP has done it in Gujarat because we follow development politics. So the pro-incumbency thing is the Bharatiya Janata Party. Anti-incumbency Sanjay Jha. एक बार झूठ बना सकते हैं, दो बार झूठ बना सकते हैं, तीसरी बार नहीं बना सकते, तो दूसरी बार भी जनता को झूठ नहीं बना पाते. That is the reality. Now let me quote another point. Please look at what happened. The Congress party was saying, was not even giving us 10 seats, Rahul, not even 15 seats. We've repeated historically. Now let me come to Jammu and Kashmir. Rahul, the Congress party has got lesser seats than the independents in Jammu and Kashmir. The Congress party, majority of people who have won are only from one community, which is the minority community. Even the National Conference could get their Hindu candidate win. But the Congress party could not even get their Hindu candidate win. Because the Congress has turned into only a Muslim appeaser party. This is why they've been rejected there. And tell me one state where the Congress party has been able to even become a challenge to us without the lies. So even Jammu Kashmir, we are the single largest party with the vote share.
Then Pradeep Bhandari, then if you say, and let me play devil's advocate.
Yes.
It's important.
Absolutely, yes.
For me to point out
yes.
a lacuna in your argument.
Yes.
This is what Sanjay Jha was seeming to suggest.
Yes.
And he was saying that, look, you call them a Muslim appeaser party because
yes.
they in Muslim votes. Would you therefore say that you're anti-Muslim because you don't get Muslim votes, not even in Haryana? Just a question.
No, we take a seat of Gurez. It is a 90% plus Muslim seat. Okay. We've just lost that seat with 1,000 votes. Kashmir Valley, we never had a base vote. The Congress party in 1970s had 58 seats. They had a base vote. We had 0 base vote. Despite 0 base vote,
out of the 10, okay, so viewers, let me just give you another statistic which will astound you. In the valley in Kashmir, where, forget about the BJP national flag, the BJP flag, the tricolour could not be unfurled.
Yes.
Apart from Gurez, there was a time even in Shopian, in the 7th or 8th round, where the BJP was leading viewers. And out of 10 seats where they had Muslim candidates in some of the very thick militancy infested areas, they have ended up number 2. The BJP is the number 2 party after the National Conference, viewers. That's spectacular. That shows that there is an appeal, the traction amongst minorities is growing of the BJP. Now, one second, I just brought that in. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan and Sanjay Jha.
Just a 5-second point before Dr. Ranganathan. Even all the SC reserved seats in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP has won. All the SC reserved seats.
Not really.
Majority of them.
Yes, so please correct yourself.
Majority of them.
In Jammu region, in the Pir Panjal region, there are 3, I think, SC seats that haven't gone to you. But nonetheless, you have won a fair share of them. Yes, very quickly, Dr. Ranganathan, Sanjay Jha. Yes, I want to bring both of you in. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I wanted to make a couple of points, Rahul, if I may. It's an amazing, wonderful discussion, one on Kashmir and the one on Haryana elections, if I may. Let me start with Kashmir because it's very important. It is a fact of life that Muslims do not, forget about overwhelmingly, almost always do not vote for the BJP. What is the reason? Everyone says, well, because BJP and Modi are anti-Muslim. All right. Does the data support it? Is Modi anti-Muslim? Is he Islamophobic? If he was, then in the last 5 years after abrogation of Article 370, Would 9 medical colleges have been made, 1.5 million tap connections given, 8 million Ayushman cards given, 0.2 million homes constructed, 0.8 million toilets constructed, 65 million tourist footfall seen, 81% decrease in terror incident seen, 30% increase in school days seen, 9,000 kilometers of new roads bent? Is that what an anti-Muslim Islamophobic does? So let the facts be out in the open. Muslims do not vote because of this narrative peddled by a lot of people that BJP and Modi are anti-Muslim. Facts prove otherwise. Now, number two, I want to lay this out very clearly. The fact of the matter is that yes, BJP won in Haryana, but not because, as Mr. Sanjay Jha is saying, Congress lost. I'm sorry. As Pradeep rightly said, in no other state has anti-incumbency been beaten so spectacularly 3 times over. That doesn't happen because of failure of an opposition party. That happens because of success of the ruling party. And that is what has happened. If you look at Haryana, the quadrupling of exports from this small state in the last 10 years amplify this whole narrative. That the fact is Haryana has been developing. As I say, now the fact of the matter is very clear. The Congress did not learn from the BJP. But Rahul, just 30 seconds. Has the BJP learned from the Congress? And this is interesting. Yes, it has. Because it has resorted to the very things it was mocking the Congress after the 2024 Lok Sabha election. It has resorted to large-scale freebism and revenue on an unprecedented scale in Haryana that has already a debt of 3.5 lakh crores. If you are giving MSP for all crops sown in Haryana, if you have doubled the Ayushman from 5 to 10 lakhs, if you are giving 2,100 rupees to every eligible woman in Haryana, what does that tell you? That tells you that you want to win at all costs, which is what the Congress wanted, and now the BJP is replicating it.
And doing better at it. That's called a victory, viewers. That's not called a loss or a presumptive loss or zero loss.
Rahul.
Now, just one
Maharashtra
second.
around the
Sanjay.
Maharashtra is around the corner.
Okay, sir.
Point.
It's fine. There'll be more.
Maybe we are popping the champagne a little too.
No, that's fine,
prematurely.
sir. I mean, look, I mean, you would have been popping 3 bottles of champagne
Not at all. Not at
for
all.
Jammu, for
I
Kashmir, and for
already
Haryana,
know.
and Delhi in advance also. So
One
one minute,
had his
one
flight
minute.
tickets to the
I don't
Delhi
think-
to visit Rahul Gandhi. He had to cancel it last moment.
Okay, but one
I
second.
said, no, it's already there. I put it out a week ago, 10 days ago.
Okay, sir, okay.
It
It's
will
fine.
make no difference. Maharashtra is a much bigger battle
Okay,
than
sir. We
Haryana
look to
or
Maharashtra
JNK.
also. No problem. Jharkhand is also there. It's a very important state. But ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं.
Thank God
You know,
we have such a great
hope.
opposition.
No, it's fine. It's good. Viewers, it's very good. It'll keep the government on its toes. That's what we all want, isn't it? That's why we gave them 40 less. That's what you'll say. So that is what is happening. Now, hang on, Mr. Sanjay Jha, very quickly, because I need to move on. In fact, I should be moving on. I have Mr. Ram Madhav already being sort of patched through. Very quickly, I just want to ask you a question. Just very quick, short 30 seconds, please, response. Please.
Rahul, you gave 3.5 minutes to Ranganathan.
I know, but I've really run out. I've got
That's not
another
fair
guest.
debate, man.
Fine,
Yeah,
I can
That's not a
end
fair
it here.
debate.
I can end it here.
This is not a fair debate.
I'm giving you
Okay,
the
I'll take my
opportunity
30
to come in.
seconds.
I'm
Give
giving
me
you.
30 seconds without interrupting.
I gave you a full 5 minutes in
Give
the
me
top
30
of the debate.
seconds
Anyhow,
without interrupting.
let me very quickly ask you, very quickly. Tell me something. You promised all sorts of caste censuses, caste quotas, you know, expanding the 50%, this, that, the other. You know what I'm talking about. So why are the castes that you promised the OBCs in 21 out of 24 constituencies returning to the BJP? Can you answer this, sir?
Yeah. Okay. Now, don't interrupt me for 30 seconds. I will answer it my way. Yes. First and foremost, Mr. Bhandari, the Time magazine called Narendra Modi divider in chief. Divide and rule is your inherent DNA. Point number one. You have swallowed like the anaconda snake all your allies. Look at the state of PDP and JJP and the Shiv Sena and Shiromani Akali Dal. Number three, divide and rule, my dear friend, is your legacy to India.
Okay.
Point number four, can you explain what the RSS leader has done with communal harmony in Goa? Can you explain what that
so now we are talking about Goa.
1 minute.
Now it's done now. 1 minute is done. 30 seconds over. Now viewers,
Listen to Umar Abdullah.
1 second. Gentlemen, 1 second.
On
You can't
3
hear the
seconds.
truth, Rahul.
Okay, fair enough, sir.
No,
All
your
of this
alliance
is going
partner,
on.
Umar
Goa
Abdullah,
will
called
decide.
Prime
1
Minister
second,
an
please.
honorable man.
I can't. Gentlemen, I cannot allow. I have a guest waiting. I need to go across. I just want to say one thing. I stand corrected on one thing. Yes, the BJP won all SC seats in Jammu, not the ST seat.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
that was the sorry about that. I correct myself.